Hey, people. Old girl MJ Truths just contacted me on Messenger. Haven't heard from her for a long time. I found her while I was searching images on the old Google search, Google image search. I don't even remember how it works anymore, but I remember it made my searches much easier. And I found this image of the sun, and I could tell that this image come from somebody who understood the alchemy, and I was studying the alchemy. And this image brought me to this movie, and she's got the best teaching voice, and she's reading this book. So I'm going to make this movie on some alchemy images, and I'm going to teach some stuff that is just unknown by anybody but the elites. I was working on the third movie that's going to go into this series on the hidden devils. And this is going to be a great one, and it's really hidden. They totally changed the meaning of the words. And I ran into the word rose. I think it said something like rose in the circle, and it reminded me of an old alchemy image. And so I went to looking for the image, and I found this, and I seen that I acquired more knowledge, and I was able to read more of this imagery. And so I'm going to teach y'all how to read all of this. This image had brought me to this old article from the Hermetic Journal from 1991. And it's got several old alchemy images on it from people who understood the alchemy. So I'm going to read some of this and show you these meanings. But it's on the black toad, and so he has all these images that show the black toad at the bottom of all the images. And the article was a little help. He doesn't quite understand the meaning of it either. So I'm going to read several of these and show you some of the meaning hidden in the words. He starts this article with 3 untrue claims, but then the rest of it he says, he doesn't know, but he says nobody knows, and that's untrue. So he starts this article with the study of alchemical symbolism is in many respects similar to that of Christian symbolism in the works of art and literature. And so that's untrue because it's not similar, it's the same. And then he says the major difference, however, is the key to the later, the Christian symbolism, is well known, where the key to alchemy has been lost. And so, no, they've fabricated a new key for the Christian symbolism to hide it, that it's the same as the alchemy. And so the key to the alchemy has been lost is not true either, because it was just the elite that knew this, and the elite know. The people who know this aren't talking. So he starts this article with a bunch of mysticism that he's heard and read, and it comes from people who didn't know, or people who did know but are trying to mislead. But the people who do know and are trying to mislead do put the truth in there. So the people in the know are smiling when they read it because they know it's misleading people, but the people that know can read the truth through it. But down here, when it can be summed up, therefore, that in the English alchemical tradition, the toad is symbol of the first matter of the work. And he often calls it the beginning. And so this is correct. But it has a much more simple meaning. And you see the toad down here at the roots, down at the beginning. Where you come from your roots, the beginning. And the meaning is so simple, and it's right here in the word T-O-A-D, and it means to add. And so to add, that's what you're putting in the bottom. That's the hole where you're filling the container, is got a toad on it. This is where you fill from. You fill from here and you take it out from here, And so your toad is what you're beginning with. Whatever you're distilling up, whatever you're brewing, you start with a toad. Not the toad that ribbits, but your toad is the beginning of the recipe, what you have to add. You have to add just pure water, rainwater, distilled water, salt water. You have to add herbs, chemicals. That's your toad, is the correct recipe that you begin with. And so it says begin, and the total always lets you know where to begin, or the roots. And begin to add juice of a trusted source. You know, the ancient hieroglyphic, you know, the lion is the letter L, the Hebrew and the Phoenician letter L. And it's the tongue, but it also means of, belongs to, is of. And then you have another lion. You have two lions. And you see this all over the world. Two lions at the door, two lions at the gate, at the Lions Club. I see two lions sitting out in front of the IRS office down the street. And they about got it right here. You know, we often see houses with lion statues near the entrance. And the lion statue, it protects homes in China and Vietnam, while among the Buddhists it brings peace and prosperity. And in Quebec tradition, it has it that the owner who has finished paying for his house places one or two lions near the entrance. And what it means is a trusted source. You know, roots to begin to add juice of a trusted source. And it comes from your word lion, and two lions are a rely on. Begin to add juice of rely on. You know, Ra is the first, is to begin. And when you re-up, you do it again. Re is the second. You see it here, the Ra is just the one R. And then re, you know, will have two dots under it. Two R's, re. And then ru means the third. Peru means the third house in the ancient Egyptian. Ra, the first. Re, to do it again. And ru is the third. And then you see the process of distillation. You know, this is the D. And so you have the elementa, the menstruum, and the hyle. And so hyle is the matter that you're trying to extract, the spirits, the hyle, and the white, the Jupiter, and aqua. And the menstruum is the cycle, the moon cycle, you know, causes you menstruation, where it comes from, the moon cycle, is the rubus, the red, the Venus, which they'll often give the meaning suns in the Hebrew, and the fire. That's anima, that's, you know, blood, helma, on blood, life. And down here in the elementa is the body, the nigger, the black, the Mars, the war, and the terra, the earth. Not necessarily the planet Earth, but the substance of earth. And so elementa, you know, it's where your word elementary come from. And, you know, an element, you know, it means the base substance. But Ella is the word. And you see it, you know, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Ella. You know, Ella. God. The Word. And then Elohim, they say, is the true God, but they're reading it backwards. It's my word. You know, the E, the, and L, the tongue, and E is life. The tongue's life is, the life of the tongue is the spoken word. And it says the word meant to, the word and the meaning. And this is elementary. It's the first thing you learn, you know, in the first grade, all first grade classes. You know, you'll see this on the wall, and you have the Ella, the word, and the meaning, the meant to. Ella, meant to. And an elephant never forgets because he has the word font. Font is a type, the word type. And if you're reading that article, he'll talk about, you know, in the alchemy, it often refers to sexual process. And you have the colum, soul, mas. And this is where your word mas, Golem, masculine, comes from. And the Terra Luna, the moon of feminine, the masculine, feminine. And so inside the distillation process goes on the fuck, the QH, the center to divide, happens here in the distillation process. And then the Heil will rose too. Re-rose or rose again. And then the crown is the regal. So you can see this one on the top here. It's topped off with an eagle. I'm not sure where this comes from. It looks like a front piece on a newsletter. It's the toad to add, and he's on a 13 rays sun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. The 13th company, that's the worshipful company of dyers and drugs. And I leave a link to a movie called The Tie-Dyes. I don't remember the name. It's in most of the descriptions of most of my movies. And I go into the dyers and drugs more. And so, it's a 13 ray sun, ray, R-E-S-O-N. To add to 13 reason. And then this is a viper, or how purse, viper, how per. And this viper, he's laying in the shape of the ancient symbol of the distiller, the distill. You can see here, distill R-E. So this is distill R-E. So this just the serpent here is the distill. You can see it's the same sign. It's just turned 90 degrees here. But vipers, is how purse. How purse. How you purse is you distill the Heil to rise up and to make your purse. Distill means D through still. Run it through the viper is the coils. And so the 13 reasons, of the how purse, the still. And so this only goes up to here, it stops. And then you read more, and it's a not tell. And not tell. So sometimes it's the secret, and you not tell. So it's to add on 13 reasons. How purse, distill. Not tell eagle, not illegal. And this is why in the book of demons you see all the demons come with a tail, but sometimes they come with a not tail. So I'm going to finish this up with how they hide stuff in words. And they describe this picture, as a man with a toad put on a woman's tit. And so this is the writings that were under this. And it says, to woman's breast apply a chili toad. And so you probably just got slapped if you think that's what that means. So we'll work backwards, and because we already know that toad means to add. And chili, the elites know that chili means 32. And I learned this when I was reading in the Greek Bible. This chiliarchos, they say it means the commander, the captain. And they have several different spellings here. The first one comes up as this chiliarchos, or chiliarchas, to chiliarchas. And they'll say that it's the meaning of 1,000, occasionally rendered 1,000 men. But in the ancient Macedonian army, the chiliarch was the command of 1,024 strong. So 1,024, the square root of that is 32. 32 square is 1,024. When I noticed this, I kind of figured out, that this chiliarchos, this is chilly. Well, it's chilly out. It's 32 degrees. And then R, X, or times as. And you see in this other spelling, it ends with the omega, the end. The chili, the 32 R times the end, when multiplied, omega. And it has the mark that has you read it backwards. And you can see here in this axe, it's phases. QASIS, phases. T-O-T, taught. The phases taught a chili R times the end. And so I haven't been back reading the Greek in a while to figure all that out, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where the 32 comes from. And so to a woman's breast, I showed a movie a couple movies ago that not only did Ella mean the word, but it also means the feminine. It's the spoken word. That's why women dominate all your arguments. And so it's to Elletit, E-L-L-E-T-I-T, to Elletit, to elite it on, apply on. And then the is just E-O-N-E, one. To elite it, 132, to add. To elite it, O-N, on, one. The is just E, 132 to add, 33. And so it's to the elite 33. This number 33, it has its place in the secret meanings in Freemasonry. You see this two-headed eagle with the 33 on him all throughout history. And it also has its place in Christianity. It comes up in the Bible several times. But it's not something I want to get into in this movie. But I'm going to touch a second on this bias, the who. And it's because, I end a lot of my movies with, "Don't forget, hooty hoo, tooty hoo, I won't forget." So I told you in the last movie or two ago that this by us, meaning on the day, the IUM is end of all the metals, barium and lithium, and even mercurium used to end, mercury ended with the IUM. It meant metals. And so when it says by us, the who, by us means it's the gods talking. This is the set of the 7 gods of the days, were the metals. And so sometimes this will come up without this little mark down here. When it's like this, it means by in mui us, by in much us, the who, instead of just by us, the who. And the who means hooty hoo. Hooty hoo was the secret code that when Gomer was on Andy Griffin's show, that was their secret code in their secret club. But the owls used to dress the money. And they still are. They're hiding, they're nesting right up in your dollar bill today. It's still there. And in several meanings, the owls are up all night watching the sky. By us, the who. The ones, it's the astrologers. And so the B is in, this should more read in the day, if anything. On the day would be spelled H-N. But just because it says in the day in the Bible, you can't take that. You can't assume that that's what it means is bias, because sometimes they'll put this mark over here under the B, and so you're reading it in, and then to the other end, in mui, in much, and then by us, in much by us. Sometimes it's by in much us, and sometimes it's in much by us. In much bias is a prejudice. So I'm very prejudiced when I'm reading this, and if I wasn't, I would just assume that meant in the day, on the day, every time it comes up, but it doesn't. It has different meanings with a different mark. And so, oh girl, it's nice to hear from you. And keep on putting it out there, and I know you're learning that you have to read between the lines even when you get a secret book. you still can't take it all as face value. They have hidden meanings to everything.
Don't forget, hooty hoot, tooty hoot. I won't forget.
Alright, I'm gonna cut this off here. Good day.